Hi folks, today I bring to you a panel of a car radio with a reference of driver LC75823AEN. We'll not focus in the driver because I already made a video about it. Let us answer to the questions to how key works in this panel and how use the quadrature knob. A situation that seems incomprehensible to some people is that it's possible to have only 2 wires to support 16 keys. All keys having a grounded or a VCC connection. In such situation, the normal would be have 16 signal reception points, one for each keys, which is not up in this panel. Okay. I will also explain how I will register the LCD segments in the key queue. The first thing I like explain is in this moment I have here variable resistor 47 kilo ohms, and I connect the middle point of the resistor to the A0 of the Arduino, and if I move the resistor to the left or to the right, I change the values of the input in the A0 because the left point of the variable resistor is connected to the GND and the right side connected to the VCC. The internal ADC from the Arduino is connected to the plus 5 volts. By this reason, when I change the value here, I present a number in the display of the PC because the software running the value present in ADC port convert to integer number and present in the display. This is the permanent reading of the value present in display, and if I move the variable resistor to the left side, you can see the value 0 in the display, and if I move slowly to the right, you can see the value increment until the value 1023 present in the display. Increase, if I move to the right, this is the last value, okay. If I search the middle of the resistor, the value will be half of the 1K, okay. This is the result of using ADC 0 connect to the variable resistor, okay. Now I will change the input of my ADC to one of the wires belongs to the K1 and K2. In this case, I will go use the K2. Already moved the input of the ADC 0 to the key 2 is coming from the panel, and if I press one key to start the regarding of the change in the ADC, the values present in the ADC will be present in display. And you can see, for example, if I press one key, I change the values in display. For example, if I press the key, another key, other key, and you can see the values is the reference of the values is different, okay. One key I get 24, another 5, 8, 14, 2, and so on, okay. Each time I press a key, the value I read from my ADC is different value, okay. To go out of the test, I move the knob to the right side or to the left side, and I start in the test mode. After show how I can get the different values when I read the ADC, it's more easy to understand what's happened if I, instead of a variable resistor, I'm using single resistors connect to the one side of the key and keep one side of the key present to the GND, for example. In this case, if I put here a resistor of 5 kilo ohms and here I put a resistor with 3 kilo ohms, the value present, the numerical value present in the my ADC will be different, because you can think in 5 volts DC divided by 47 kilo ohms, you get a value, and this value is converted by the ADC to a numeric value. In this case, I lock in the display, and after, with my software, I can select what's happened. One value is between X and high, for example. Okay, this is process to use a lot of the keys connect to the same wire and with one point of the old keys connect to the GND. This is process. Now we will go see the process I'm used to make the reference of the segments in the displays. It's not easy if you think you send the code and regard display which change and what is the next, and if you forget something you need start again from the begin, and this is not the correct way to do it. Okay, normal I'm represent the segments in the paper. After construct a small function which will be in the code present in the Arduino and control segment by segment. In this case, I know I need send 160 segments to the 75823 to control all the segments present in this display. I am running the code, and for this, in this case, I can force go to the first segment or last segment. If I press these buttons, I configure in my code. To exit of the test mode, I need move the knob to the left or the right. In this case, I move to the right, and the test of the display start with ascending the predefined message I have already constructed in this case, because the first thing I have done is make the reference of the old segments, and only after is possible send the message to display. And after doing the test, the display is ready. If I press one button, for example this here, I start in the test mode, and the first thing I do it is turn on all the segments. This is the stats of the all segments. Okay. After, I can move to the left or to the right, and you can see here the stats of the segments change. In this case, I am near of the last segments. If I press this button, I will be near of the first segments, and you can see here the first segment is missing, is the center of the display. And after, if I move to the right, the button, the running of the remaining segments is changed. If by some reason I forget or something is wrong, I return to the left, and the segments will retrocede to the correct sequence. Okay, this is the process I'm using to identify the segments. At the same time, I look to the LCD. I need look to the display of the PC, because here I have the information of the point where I'm doing the test. Okay, for example, I do it reset. This is the process to look to the value of the ADC. Every time I press a key, I change the values present in display. Okay, and now I go to the knob and move to the right, for example, to go out of the test. The system will do the reset and is ready to start the test of the segments. And the first time I move the knob to the right, for example, you can see here, I put this message, is not important, but when I move the knob to the right, I see here the first byte is the byte 0, and the bit inside of the byte 0 is the 7. The segment is the segment 0. By this reason, if I look to the LCD, I can see the segment 0 is missing. Okay, I move to the second segment, third segment, and so on. Okay, at the same time I look to this side, I look to the PC and write in the paper. With this process I can check the segments fast and without missing segments, because if it's necessary I can return to the something is not correct and recheck and continue. Also I implement buttons to go to the first segments and last segments. Okay, you can see here is not the last, is a little before, to don't skip, because if I reach 160 I start a test again, and by this reason I put in 157 and 0 in the first segment. Okay, this is the first way to do it, the identification of the segments in display. You can see here in the breadboard I have two LEDs. These two LEDs control the stats of the knob in the button of the panel. If I move to the right is the blue, if I move to the left is the white. Okay, these two LEDs is only one indicator, which is the last move. I do it in the knob. If we're running to the right, still blue, left, go to the white. You can see here in the scope the first two lines, the line yellow and blue light. These two lines belong to the knob, and the second line, violet and blue dark, belongs to the keys. Okay, if I move the knob to the right, if you look to these two channels, you can see here in these two first channels, channel yellow and channel blue, every time I move the knob to the right side, the first channel go up is the light blue, is channel 2. Okay, every time I move the button, the first channel will change, is the blue, and the same way the first channel go down also is blue. Okay, this is go up, the yellow only after go up, and the first channel go down is blue and only after the yellow. You see, when I move to the right side. Okay, When I move to the left, the way now is different, because the first channel go up is the yellow, the second channel is the blue. This is changed from the GND to the 5 volts, but this yellow go first, and after the first button go down is also yellow. Okay, is by this reason, when I move the buttons, the button of the quadrature, is possible identify the direction of the movement. Okay, in this moment I only use one of the wires to the keys, because the values I'm reading is low values. You see the movement from the blue to the layer of GND.